G'day everyone, welcome back and welcome to the first video on the new channel. So welcome to Harper's Boat Shed YouTube channel. Obviously we're not on the boat. I really would have liked to have been, but the weather is such that it's just not going to happen. But anyway, I wanted to put this video together as a bit of an overall show of where we've come in the last 12 months. It's been a bit of a roller coaster of a run. We've had some really good times and then some not so good times. But yeah, I wanted to try and encompass that in one video and give a bit of a show of what it's like owning an old wooden boat. So, all right. If this is your first time to the channel, please consider subscribing. I'd very much appreciate it, and there is a lot more content coming. So there's lots more work to do on this boat, and yeah, really love to have you here for it. So yeah, subscribe, notifications, and you shouldn't miss a thing. So, all right, that's enough, and on with the video. G'day everyone, welcome back to Harper Shed. This time, we're taking the bike for a bit of a ride. I have someone who's interested in it, and let me tell you, what they're interested to trade for it has got me really excited. So stick around for this one, because it's going to be pretty wild. Definitely need to repaint on the top deck, but I do, I've got an ecosystem.
Shit, yeah, give it a go.
No, nothing there.
Oh, hang on, I'll turn this on. Of course you wouldn't just want power, right? Yep.
Yeah, we got power.
Yep.
Here we go. Well, the fuel still works.
Sort of move. We'll get these batteries in, and yeah, get some light happening, get some proper everything going, and hopefully we can get the bilge pump going, because there's a little bit of water in it. It's not ridiculous, but it'd be nice to get that going. Then yeah, then we can start having a bit of a gaze at this old girl. Battery. Lights everywhere. They all work. Everything works. Even the radio. We were having tunage.
Running lights, everything.
Lights. Cabin lights. All our run lights work. That was easy. Right. Fuel situation update. I had a scary moment. So that's what was on the bottom of the... Sorry. That way. It sort of went... bottom of the tank and out and all like loop-de-doop and whoop-de-whoop. The blockage is in there. Had a scary moment, and it was scary, trust me. That's the fitting on the bottom of the tank. It snapped off. I was basically wiggling around trying to get the bit of wire down through, clear the blockage, you know, yada yada sort of crap, and it went snap. Luckily, and it's amazing what you can do when you got no option, I got myself right down up under there, and there's a tap on the bottom of the tank, so turn the tap off. No issue, no danger, we're all good. Just, that was scary and a little bit dumb. I probably should have tried to get myself in there before to find a tap, but I didn't. Anyway, all's well that ends well, sort of. Right, new fitting. But we're going to go from Lake Macquarie here to Port Stephens. Now that probably doesn't mean much to a lot of people. Some people it probably does. It's a journey of about 70 nautical miles from mooring to mooring. Now I say that because I am moving moorings. Lake Macquarie it's a bit over an hour for me to travel each way to the boat, and I'm just struggling to get any real work done. That also might help explain why you're not seeing a lot of big structural work being done to the boat. It's more, you know, engine work and hull cleaning and maintenance. All that is in preparation for what more than likely will be a 10 to 14 hour run, depending on weather and, you know, whether I strike any issues. G'day everyone, welcome back. Right, so today's the day, start of the next few days. We're on the boat. We've done basically our final packing. and we're about to head out towards Swansea Bridge. Alright, well, if it looks like I'm sitting down chilling, because I am. First big error, not error, fault. The radio decided to let the smoke out. No idea why. It was just sitting up there happy as Larry, and it went and then smoke come out of the back of it. I didn't buy it. It's obviously been on the boat for a while. It looks brand new, but there's something unhappy. We'll pick it back up in the morning. Alright, morning everyone. It is about 4:30. Shocking night's sleep. Just thinking about everything, I think. But anyway, got up, checked the weather. It all still seems to be doing the same thing. So we got probably a 10 knot, sort of peaking at 15 knot westerly all day. Seems to be all day, which is sort of good for us. It tends to get blocked by the land a bit and helps flatten the seas out. So we'll see. Swell is about 4 foot, so should be all right. Alright, well, here's an update I didn't want to give. Drastic change of plans. The engine just lost a cylinder. Not spark, it's mechanical. Cruising along and all of a sudden it made a, I'm gonna say a knock and a rattle, and then dropped the cylinder completely and it shut off. So we're just waiting for a mate at the moment. We contacted Marine Rescue. We've been keeping in touch with them anyway, so they know what we're doing. And they're going to come out and give us a tow. We're not far from Newcastle Harbour, so they're going to give us a tow back in, and I will reassess when I get in there, I suppose. Alright, well, rocker cover's off. We've got a broken valve spring. So I'll pull this valve rocker off. And I guess the hope is that the valve itself hasn't actually broken and gone down into the cylinder. Can't hear any banging and clanging when you turn it over. So we'll see. Run them down till they make contact, and then about a quarter of a turn, more than enough preload. This was the dead cylinder, so let's see what she's got. Right. I'm going to say that's going to run. Okay. Righto, we are back underway again, leaving Newcastle. Poor visibility of the thing, but anyway. Wind conditions haven't changed, so we're gonna keep going. Motor sounds really happy. We left it on the dock running for probably 10 minutes at like over 3,000 RPM, and it sounds happy. I mean, you know, we've got to make the run sometime, so let's do it now. It's Tomaree Headland. We are entering Port Stephens. And I tell you what, it's been a bloody long day. Anyway,
hours so far.
Yeah, so we've been awake and basically taking the journey for 15 hours. So that includes the time spent at Newcastle, but it's all part of the journey. And this is pretty calm, really. Whoop, watch this brake.
Not braking.
It's yeah. So we're not quite on the bar yet. And
Running tight, going with run out tight, so it's not going to chop up as bad as it would.
yeah. So we've got a run out tide coming out and a westerly. So it's gonna blow. Oh, hang on, let me put the microphone back. Shoddy camera work. Come on, there we go. So we timed it for a run out tide. Hold on. We timed it for a run out tide, and then we've also got a westerly pushing to the ocean as well, and that's helping to keep everything down. So I mean, there's still a bit going on, but yeah, get it the other way, you'll know about it.
The plan is that we're going to sneak around the left hand side of Pomeroon into Shoal Bay. And
Yeah. Alright,
how do you think it went?
we got here.
I'm done.
I'm done.
I'm spent.
So that was on it. So recap. We're here. We were both on the boat yesterday morning, yeah, Saturday morning at about 10, 11,
Yeah.
11.
10, 11 morning.
Either way. We fired up, did some stuff, cruised down. We got
Burn out the radio.
burnt out the radio at Coal Point, which is like 20 minutes away from
Yeah,
my
20,
original
yeah.
mooring location. Did that.
Exact
Sorted
same,
that out.
exact same spot as the fan belt.
It
beside
was
us, John.
exactly the same spot as
There's
the fan
something
belt.
about Coal Point.
Yeah, never have to go back there again.
No.
So, then we went out, Swansea Channel, sorted that out. Uncle brought me a brand new radio. Long day. So, thank you very much, Uncle Nev. And then we got up at 4 AM this morning. Fired up, motored out of Swansea Heads. We got 2 hours.
5 o'clock out of the end of the channel.
Yeah.
So on the ocean at 5 o'clock.
Yeah,
Off we went.
thereabouts.
Yep.
And 2 hours up the road, we broke a valve spring. Who the bloody hell breaks a valve spring?
We do.
We do. So, you know the story from there. Marine Rescue come and got us. Massive
Big
thank you.
shout out.
Yeah.
Massive shout out.
Without them we'd be stuffed.
Still sitting there.
Oh, absolutely. But yeah, they helped us every step of the way.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we did everything we were supposed to do. We logged on. We were doing hourly log-ons and everything. So
Yeah, all the safety gear, everything else.
Yep.
And they logged all that, by the way.
Yeah.
You know, they made sure we had it all on board, not to come down on us, but like just tick all the boxes and everybody's happy. Away you go.
They did all their handovers. So we went through Marine Rescue of Swansea, Marine Rescue at Newcastle, and then Marine Rescue again at Port Stephens. So, but every time they knew who we were, they knew what we were doing. Their handovers were really good.
Yeah, it's good.
So they towed us in. We found the valve spring.
Back to the workshop.
Back to the workshop.
Yeah, my place
Rip one off
again,
the
yeah.
cylinder head that I had. Back out, and we went. We got motoring. That was about 2 o'clock,
Oh,
something like that.
look at the timeline. Yeah.
We got about halfway along Stockton Beach. And I start hearing a noise again. It sounded.
You got to tell them that.
Oh yeah, it sounded very ominously like a valve spring, a valve rattle. Anyway, anchor back out, pull up.
And it's howling Wesley, by the
Oh
way.
yeah,
Like the seas are up. Yeah.
Someone, not me,
Must have been.
didn't tighten the bolts up all the way on the water pump pulley. So I was, you know, well, we were both like, crap, what do we do now? And then I jumped down in there and
And look,
water
yeah.
pump pulley.
Whoopie days.
Fix that.
Sorry.
And then for the last, what are we up to?
4, 5 hours.
Something like that. Yeah, 5 hours. This little donk has sat on 3,000 RPM.
Or greater, actually, because it kept cavitating and carrying on.
Yeah, so big swell out coming out off stocko. Yeah, what, probably 2 metre?
Oh yeah, but it was a following sea on the port quarter.
So he kept pushing us down the waves.
Skate sideways, didn't want to respond.
That little dong, 3,000 RPM plus, and it just sat there. Did not skip a beat.
No.
So, anyway, in through the heads like you saw, and we're now on a mooring.
From here, repairs, but not tonight.
Yeah, not tonight. Alright, there we have it. We are on my new mooring at Taylor's Beach. It was a long process. It was, yeah, I don't think I really talked about it too much on the channel, partly because it was just quite frustrating and there was just nothing I could do about it. It was just stuck with the, just the powers that be. It's the way it is. But we are here. It's, you know, it's a good spot. I'm really happy. Very close to the beach, so you know, that's Taylor's Beach there. And I think they said I was about 90 metres off the corner of the floating pontoon there. So I just, yeah, I couldn't be happier with the location. And it's here. So I don't know if I mentioned that or not. All right. What I thought I'd do, because I don't think I've actually done it properly yet. I've shown bits and bobs when it comes to how much rot is actually in the timber work of this boat. But I thought what I might do, because I don't know how much content's actually going to come out of just getting the mooring sunk, I thought I might do a walk around and give you a pretty in-depth, if I can, view of how and where is rotted and needs a lot of work or, you know, replacement. So, righto, so we're at the back of the boat now. Now, these timber surrounds, they need replacing. Verticals need replacing, but what I am going to do, just as a bit of a change, I'm going to get rid of this gap and I'm going to make the top windows come all the way to here, just to open it out a little bit more. I'm not even sure why they put that sort of extra angle bit in there. That needs replacing. The back one needs replacing. This side needs replacing. That one as well. They're all pretty straightforward. Now, something that's hard to show because the doors are up. Some of these top braces need replacing. That one's a bit soft, so it's soft to the finger too. Those ones there, done. So most of this whole top deck here needs some new sections put in, but the worst of it is right up the back here. So these vertical supports are still good and strong all the way. That's not. That's just not. So they're got to get remade around the sides, across the back, everything. This side's obviously completely fallen apart. This one doesn't seem too bad, but anyway, it still is not great. So pretty well every piece of surround of the boat needs to get done. Let me just change my grip here so I don't fall over. That'd be bad. When I say surround, I mean all these sections up the top. So, you know, I don't even know what that is, but it's coming off. They need, you know, done. So there, if you can get a bit of a gauge of what they are. So they just look like they've just been screwed onto the end of the deck. So they're all coming off. As far as this side walkway goes, back here's not too bad. Up there I'll show you in a minute. Every single window surround on the boat is done. It's shot. This wall's pretty good, except around this window. So this window I didn't notice too much when I first looked at the boat, but it's pretty bad. But again, we've got this surround piece here that runs along the side of the top deck. It's just shot. I don't know what it was, but it wasn't good. It certainly wasn't suitable for marine. So come forward a bit more. That window is pretty good all the way around. This one, if you watch the previous episode, I just made a little patch panel to stop the water coming in, but that window surround there is just gone. It's not too bad further forward you come. Again, this still surrounded the top deck, needs to come off. This glass is one layer of just crappy glass. It did more harm than good, to be honest. It trapped water, so that's all coming back. Now, worst part of the runway on this side, excuse the lens cap, is this here. So you can see the outline of the bit of timber that they put in as a replacement, and it's just falling apart. So that's got to be replaced. That's really spoogy there, obviously, as you can see. As we come further forward onto the bow, another bit there, I'm tipping there's probably like a rectangular or just a section there that's been replaced, but it's no good. So I mean, I'd like to make a new bowsprit of some sort. For the moment it works, it's staying. The hatch has to get looked at. It's, you know, it's there, it doesn't really leak, but it's not very pretty. The worst of the windows is up here. So as you can see, all these sections are just, there's nothing there. So, and they've all been pieced together. I don't understand why they're all pieced together like this. And all these window timber surrounds are just, they're just shit. So, excuse my language, but they are falling apart. So forward section of this roof line is not that bad, but it may have to come off anyway, I don't know. As we come around the boat, again, it's still just falling apart. So the bow is good all the way around. All the deck surface is good except for that section over there I first showed you. Let's move up to the mid-level deck. This feels really good everywhere. There's no, there's no bad bits on this top section. But we come back to the window surrounds again. Now I just don't know what they used, but yeah, this section of the surround is good. The timber's good that the window's in, but the fascia or whatever you want to call that needs doing. That crack there is fairly new. I don't know where that come from, but that's still pretty solid. But again, that's all going to go. I mean, I can pull that off with just my fingers, and they're not that strong. This forward surround of the deck again, it's just got to go. Where else are we leading to? That's about it for the front windows. Front windows shouldn't be too terrible. Top deck, top deck, not great if I'm being honest. Most of it feels okay. I won't even walk out there because it's just too sketchy, and a lot of the instability is because of those the rotten beams under there. So yeah, I mean, I'm not an overly big person, but I certainly wouldn't walk all the way out there. All right, well, in the theme of keeping it running, let's walk down. Let's walk down the port side of the boat. This window is stuffed, well stuffed. So I think realistically, it's just, there's nothing there. These vertical sections, I don't know. I'll have to get some paint off and have a look. I'm not holding high hopes for it. As we move along a bit further, we got the same thing. The runner down either side or down this side of the boat is really good. No soft spots at all on this one. But yeah, I mean, we just come back to the same stuff. You see how much that window moves when I hit it. There's just nothing there. So anyway, move along a bit forward. Oh, sorry, bit aft, not forward. Same thing with these surrounds. I just don't know. I mean, I don't know enough about how this boat was constructed, but to me, and this is just me, one layer of glass is not going to do anything. So, I mean, we'll wait to get it up on dry dock before we go too crazy pulling stuff out. But yeah, same with this back corner here. So yeah, as we head further back, as I said, this is all really nice and solid. The runway at the back's good, and we sort of come back to where we were. Replacing more of this. That rear section is an added on aluminium sheet by the look of it. So I don't know if we'll keep that incorporate it, and then they've glassed over it and it's nice and corroded. I just don't know. So, but that's where we... G'day everyone, welcome back. Alright, so this is a miserable day, but it's the start of the rebuild series, the actual proper timber work on the boat. So I'm going to say it right now, if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do it. Notifications, comments, all that. This is going to be a pretty big series. There should be, well, when I say big, there'll be at least probably 5 or 6 videos, if not more. But what it starts with is getting my boat to Tea Gardens, which will be a couple of hour run. So that's what we're going to do today, and it's booked in at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning to get out of the water. So we'll go for a motor, and then I'll pick it back up in the morning, but stick with me. Like I said, subscribe, comment, everything. I really appreciate it. This is going to be a decent series, so stick around.
Up into the river. Pretty much coming up on our last starboard marker, and then we'll turn right about, I don't know, 30-40 degrees, and then we'll be in the river. Well, look at that. It's beautiful out here. Quiet, the rain stopped. But it wouldn't be Kiarra without
Issues.
whoopee days.
I haven't pulled the rocker cover off yet. I don't really need to, but I'm going to. It did exactly the same thing it did when we were offshore. I think I've actually broken another valve spring. I may not have, because I haven't pulled it off to have a look yet, but it just did exactly the same thing. It just cut out on one cylinder, started running really rough, so I shut it down, and it's missing heavy on one cylinder. So we'll get the rocker cover off and I'll show you what we find.
Uncle Nev's on the way to the rescue, by the way.
Uncle Nev to the rescue. It's nice to have good family. Alright, I haven't pulled this rocker cover off yet. Where's the gasket? Where's the gasket? Yep, different one.
Which one, mate?
That one. Oh, yeah, that's broken. Different valve. That one was the one we did last time. That's the one that's busted now.
Yeah.
I've already got some of it off. Oh, there we go, it is going. Oh, here we go, there is a worm. Here we go. Well, that confirms it, doesn't it? Nev sand and bits. They're infill panels. We got a bit of an infill panel there. Let me take you up and show you what size hole Tony made in my boat. You can see it already. So, this is what we've had to cut out. Now, I knew I'd be cutting a fair portion out, but don't get me wrong, this exceeded my expectations a little bit. Alrighty, might set you up at a stand, film someone doing something, and we'll get some work done. Alright, so, like every other bit of rock in the boat, it got big. Real big. So that's the size of the hole. Size of the hole on the side of the boat. Not the end of the world, it's, you know, more or less a square, round trapezium that's got to go back in there.
Where's it round it?
It's round. So that's that, and I've been working up there where you can see no change. That's where I've been working. Yeah, water's on. Should be right. Yeah. Yeah.
Oil pressure, beautiful.
Fiberglass, well, all the fiberglassing work that's going to be done right now is done. This side's all glassed in and sealed. There was one little loopy days, unfortunately, in that I think when we were getting off the boat or something like that, we lifted 2 sections, so I'm gonna have to come through, grind them back, and just lay a small amount of glass on them this morning. There's one there and another one there. So that was frustrating, but anyway, and then they're going to get painted. So over here, that one laid down beautiful, that one laid down really well. I was really happy with this one, nice and solid. And then something else that's going to happen this morning is I've got to cut some mobile strips to put back on there for trim panel. You can seal it all up, obviously. I've got a small amount of sealant that I want to put in. There's a hole here that I'll just goop some, hang on, try and get you past. I'm just going to goop some sealant in there. I absolutely smothered that with resin yesterday, so yeah, it's sealed, but we'll goop it a bit. And then, yeah, like I said, I'm just going to put a little bit of sealant down in there. And then I'm going to come through and I'm going to put another good coat of paint on that. Put a time lapse on and watch it come in out of the water. Alright, well that was reasonably successful. I say reasonably because it's not very, to be honest. I'm a bit concerned. Right at the back near the transom, so I was in the water for maybe 5 minutes, and I seem to have water coming in. I'll see if I can get it on the camera. So to me, that's a bit of water for sitting there for 5 minutes. And it looks like it's coming sort of right from, you know, along there, I guess. So that's where it's leaking from, in there. When I come back out of the water, it was just drip, 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 and you can see that it's in there. Now, I was going to just try and spruce some Sikaflex in there, but between the layers. So, as you can see, we've prepped a fair bit of it. Both sides. So we're going to do a layup out to there, all the way around, probably 3 layers, I would say. 3 layers, oh pardon me, 3 layers of chop, and that's going to give it good structural support, but more importantly, it's going to seal it up. So done. So I mean, that's more than a patch, that's actually a proper repair. So the crack itself was back here somewhere, probably about there, and In total, there's probably about 5 layers worth of glass there. So we stuffed sort of 2 layers in and around, or 3 layers in and around it, and then there's 2 layers back over the outside. And as you can see, through there, through this side as well, just for structural support. So yeah, we'll give that a couple of hours to go off properly, and I think we'll be okay. All right, so this will be the last update really for the Up on the Slip work sort of little mini series. I mean, we got the patch done in the back. I am very confident that'll be fine. That was exactly where the water was coming in. We've got, like I said, 4 or 5 layers of glass on it. It's gone off. I'll get some anti-foul on it right before I go home. So that's it. Yeah, I suppose to summarise, I mean, we got it up, scraped, pressure washed, cleaned, primed, anti-fouled. We serviced the leg, so we did the bellows, gear oil, impeller, prop speed of the prop, replaced the chimes, so because they were all worm eaten. Serviced the engine completely, and new valve springs on the engine, all 8 of them. What else did we do? So as far as the woodwork repairs is a, you know, loose term. As I said, I want this boat functional, and that's why I'm keeping it a timber over glass. I'll keep timber in the cabin, but for the most part, I need good, strong, functional timber back in. So the repairs aren't as shipwright as they probably could have been, but I'm really happy with them. The deck repairs were really good. I got back to good solid timber, except for the gunnels. That's a later date thing. I can't do that where I am. But the flat deck repairs, they come up really good. Really happy with them. The side window repair, which is behind you, I'm really happy with. There was a lot of rotten wood there, and yeah, more than I thought. Really, it sort of went back. It went back further than I thought. But that's all got good solid structural pine in there now, ply. But it's there. It's got 3 layers of glass on the outside, and the inside will be prettied up. I'm pretty sure when I'm sort of done and I'm happy that there's no more water coming in, I'll go through and I will probably, you know, mahogany veneer most of it just to make it look pretty again. What else did we get done? Well, I think that's about it. Oh, we cleaned out the forward chain locker. That's all cleaned. And yeah, got some paint on it. So until yeah, so tomorrow morning she goes back in the water, and we'll find out if our repair worked. But I'm confident it will, like I said. And then we'll motor it on back.
Nelson Bay, Soldiers Point over there. There's Uncle Nev going. Here's our lift back to Tea Gardens to get back in the cars. So there's Soldier Point Marina just coming up there. Soldier Point obviously back in the distance there. I don't know if the camera's showing it properly, that's all called out. Used to be Pepper's Anchorage Marina out there, I'm not sure it's still Pepper's.
Alright, we're about an hour and a half in, and the mooring's just up there, probably, I don't know, half K. We're cruising very steady on 2800, and it's been sitting on about 8 knots, but we want to see what she'll do. So we're going to go wide open and see if we can crack double digits.
Just take it back up to 11 and I'll have a look at the back.
Oh, okay. Ready?
Oh, that looks so much better, Tim.
I think we're good. Alright, well, I think we're going to end this off here. This has been hell of a week. I want to just give a massive thank you to everybody that come and helped me. I genuinely couldn't have got this done without the help from really good mates and good family. So yeah, still lots to go, but certainly well, that was a big jump. What? It's not a bloody trampoline. Far out. Alright, anyway, we're going to end it there. And yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. But stay safe, and we'll catch you on the next one.